Hi y'all, Joe for here, the cranky old gay guy. Okay, if you saw today's short reel trailer intro to this video, you will know that we are not talking about people who chew with their mouth open or talk while they're eating. No, it's not. This is going to be about daddies. And when I say daddies, I don't mean all daddies. I mean the term daddy or daddies and how I feel about it and how you feel about it. But before we start, I got to tell you about the weather because it has changed again. It's chilly out there. It was sprinkling as I walked the dog this morning. And I only bring this up because, as a cranky old gay guy, I am supposed to talk about the weather because that's what old people talk about, right? Tell me if I'm wrong about that, but that's the stereotype. So we gotta stick to that stereotype. Okay, on to daddies. Hmm. When you hear the word daddy, what do you think of? Well, for ages I thought, oh, that's what kids call their dad. I don't think I ever called my dad daddy. I called him dad. Or when I was pissed, it would be father. But that's not what we're talking about either. The term daddy, I used to take it as an insult because it was like a younger person calling me old. Or they would say it in a snarky way. And of course, this is gay men doing this. You'd be in a bar, and I was in my, let's see, what year was that? 94, 16. I was probably 40, and I was playing pool with someone I was dating, and okay, a boyfriend. And these two twinks were sitting on the side, and they were signed up to play as well. And the whole issue was, come on, Grandpa. Oh, come on. Daddy, you're so slow. And it was just really bitchy the way they said it, and it made me cranky. Now, years later, I was dating someone else who was younger who called me Poppy. I'm sorry, Pappy. Pappy, Poppy. He called me Poppy. Pappy? Whoa, that's a real back in time word, isn't it? When kids would call their dad Pappy. I don't think I've ever done that either. And my dad was from the region where they actually use the word pappy, I think. Um, anyway, I was dating someone who was of Latin descent, and they called me Poppy, Pappy, Papi, however you say it. And it's like, what? And they said, no, it just means daddy. And it's like, so you see me as your daddy? And he goes, well, yeah, you're my sugar daddy. And it's like, but I'm not giving you any money. He goes, it's not what I mean. I mean that you're my daddy. You're a hot, sexy daddy. And it's like, oh, okay. I guess that explains it. I still wasn't comfortable with the word daddy, or when you would be with someone and they would blurt out, "Oh, daddy." And it was just like, "Whoa, stop, 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 stop. Don't call me that. It makes me feel really, really old." And that went on for years. And then eventually I learned to accept it. I was probably 50 when I accepted it. And now if someone wants to call me daddy, I will say thank you. Just as if some smartass says, "Okay, boomer," I'll say, "Well, thank you. Thank you very much." And it throws them off because they don't know why I'm thanking them. But in reality, you've got to think about it. And a lot of people my age, or a lot of people who came out before I did, I didn't come out until 28. So those people who were out at 18, 19, 20, they had almost an entire decade of exposure to things that I didn't. And a lot of them didn't live to today. They checked out in the 90s. Um, no fault of their own, but um, that's a sad subject I don't want to get into right now because I'm feeling up and I don't want to get sorrowful. Um, Back to the subject at hand, daddies. I'd like to know how you feel about if you are considered a daddy or if guys call you daddy. How does that make you feel? Does it make you feel old? Does it make you feel sexy? Does it make you feel desired? because all of these things have gone through my mind at one time or another, as well as feeling insulted. Now, if the person is under the age of 40 and they call me daddy, I don't have an issue with it. If I get called daddy by someone closer to my age, it really depends on how they say it, because my response would be yes, or have you looked in the mirror lately? Because, they're a daddy too. And I don't know. I don't really go for daddies, and I know that it's just me, it's just my type. um, I guess the reason is because most of the daddies that I come across who consider themselves daddies um, are not what I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to someone who is um, fit and bright, intelligent, hold a conversation, has interest, goes out, stays in, doesn't party too much. And when I say party, I mean going out and getting wasted. I, ooh, that's a subject for another video. Anyway, I've got nothing against men my age. I think some of them are pretty hot, actually, and very attractive. Um, but most of them that hit on me when I'm out and about, um, it turns out they're not really my age. They're a lot younger, but they just look my age, which I don't know. I'm not really I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying here, except that the subject was being called daddy or daddies, daddies in general. I have seen collections online, calendars, groups, etc., called daddies, and the men are really, really hot. But I don't know if I would consider most of them daddies because they're 30 or 35. Just because you have a rugged masculine appearance and you're 35, it doesn't really make you a daddy. I think that would really depend on who they were with. Are they with a young twink? Then they could be a daddy. But if they're with someone else who's their age or older, are they really a daddy? And what does it mean to be a daddy? Does being a daddy, is it just a financial thing? Because if that's the case, then I'm nowhere near being a daddy because I'm no one's sugar daddy. I don't ever want to be a sugar daddy. And if the reverse were true and I had a sugar baby, boy, I don't know if I'd like that either. The idea of someone supporting me financially, it's hard to wrap my head around. Um, I mean, I have been gifted travel in the past or opportunities to travel in the past by people with money. And I felt really, really bad about accepting it. And I have said no many a time. Um, Once I actually did accept it because the ticket was already here and a travel agent said, "Hey, you're booked to go." And it's like, "But I didn't book this travel." And they go, "Oh, no, so and so did." And I said, "Well, I already told him I'm not going to accept." And they said, "Well, they knew that you were going to say that, and that's why they told us to go ahead and do it because it's non-refundable." And they knew that I would feel guilty about them spending money and having just thrown out. So I accepted that trip and I did have a good time. This was way, way back in the 90s, mid 90s, late 90s. It was a long time ago. Um, let's see, it's probably 97, 97, 96, a long time ago. And I did have a good time. Um, but I did have a discussion with that person during that vacation. And we did have an argument about money and me accepting money because I did not feel, and I didn't accept any money, but I accepted gifts in kind, as in travel, and they wouldn't let me spend any money on food or gas or anything like that. Um, so it was hard for me to accept that. And I guess looking back, I should have just went with it, but I also didn't want to be seen as someone who was using someone because I didn't have any long-term interests with this person. Um, it was fun. I enjoyed it. They're attractive, but I didn't want to be that person that just uses people. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how this got back on the daddy track. Let's go back to the daddy track. And the main point of this video is I've reached an age when most people younger than me consider me a daddy. When I'm at the gym and I meet a younger gay guy, he will refer to me as, oh, Gym Daddy, or you're one of my Gym Daddies. Because there's a lot of gay men who work out at the gym who are around my age, and this guy knows all of them. Not in a sexual way, but is just chatting with them, okay? My question to you, men, or men, people who consider themselves men, and I know I have a few lady viewers or female viewers, chime in as well. Please leave a comment as to your feelings at being referred to as a daddy and what being called a daddy means to you. Okay, I gotta go. It's getting late, and this daddy is tired. Um, I know I haven't been cranky much in this video, just kind of all over the place. But what did make me cranky was in the past being called daddy. It would make me very, very cranky. So I said that. I would like to give today's shout out to all of those daddies out there. Oh, let's focus in on the gym daddies. Hey, gym daddies. Stay fit, stay well, stay healthy. I appreciate seeing you when I go to the gym because it's a good inspiration to see people my age working out and trying to stay fit and healthy. So shout out to all the gym daddies. And book, today's book, today's video is being brought to you by that book, The 35 Letters from a Mother to Her Son by author Joseph L. Ferguson. I've said this so often you'd think I'd have it down pat. It's a collection of letters, found letters at an estate sale from a mother to her son. It ranges from 1972 to 1980. And their letters she wrote to her distant son who was gone from the home because he was gay and kicked out. And you should read it. It's a touching story with a kind of a surprise ending, I think. And I think you'll enjoy it. Until next time, this is Joe Fur, the cranky old gay guy, saying, I don't have an exit line either. See ya.